Hey guys, thanks for coming back for part 2 of the build. Here is the lower that we built last time. As you can see, it's Cerakoted. I had to take it all apart and have them Cerakote each part individually and then put it all back together again. So here it is. Luckily, I had the upper parts already Cerakoted, so I won't have to take them apart again and then reassemble them after. So here we go. Okay, so here are all the parts for the upper receiver that I'm going to put together. This is the lower receiver that I put together in the last video. It's all Cerakoted. It looks really nice. So starting up in the top left, I'm going to go through all the parts. So the first part up here is the gas block that's Geisley. Then we have the proof barrel, the gas tube, and the Geisley handguard nut is over here. Then we have the handguard, which is already Cerakoted. We have the Gemtech bolt carrier with the firing pin. This is a Colt firing pin. The LMT bolt and the cam pin. This is the upper receiver. And then we have the ejection port spring and the ejection port cover, and the charging handle, which is the AXTS, and then last we have the tritium backup sights. Those are these. Okay, so now I'm going to attach the proof barrel to the upper receiver. So you're just going to make sure you match up the notch here. Just slides right on. And then we're going to take the Geisley handguard nut, just slide that down the barrel. Just screw that right on here. And that's it. So something that I'm not going to show you on video because I have the vise in the other room is how to properly tighten this nut down. So what I would do in the other room is just insert this into the receiver and then clamp it down. This tool came with the nut, and this is a torque wrench, and you would just place it on there, and then this would insert into that hole there, and then you would use the torque wrench to tighten it down to whatever strength it needs to be. Okay, this is starting to look like a rifle or a club. So now that I have the barrel attached, I'm going to attach the gas block. So first I'm going to put in the gas tube. And the only thing to make sure when you're doing this is that the holes are on the end and lines up with this hole here so that the gas can travel up into the tube. So you just want to insert this into that hole there. And then you're going to take the gas block, have the G facing outwards, and you also want to match up that little hole so that the gas can travel up into there. And then there's some screws on the bottom here you just want to tighten. Okay, so now I'm going to secure the gas tube to the gas block. So you want to just make sure that that hole faces downwards. And should just go right in, and then you can see that it's lined up through that hole there, and we're going to put a little pin in there. This little guy. And we got the pin in place. And that's up. Okay, so I have the gas tube and the barrel on, and now we just have to move on to the ejection port cover. So I'm going to use the ejection port pin. There is a little indent here that our C-clip is going to go on, so you want to put that through first. Then I have the spring here, and what you want is the big leg to be down, and then we're going to twist this little one around to create some resistance so that the flap cover will stay open. So put the big leg down. Make sure everything's lined up. Okay. Okay, so now I have the ejection port C-clip. It's really, really tiny here. I have it on a white piece of paper because I can't really see it that well on this mat. But Brownells gave me this tool here. It's specifically designed to hold the C-clip right on the end, and then that way I can just place it right down onto the notch and clip it into place. Okay, so I got the C-clip on our pin there, and now that holds that in place. Okay, so now I'm going to assemble the handguard to the upper receiver. You want to just make sure it's lined up. Just straighten this part out. It's nice and even. And on the bottom we have 2 bolts. Just secure these. I'm not going to tighten them too tight right now, I'll do that later. Okay, and there we have it all put together there. Alright, so once you have everything lined up and in place and tighten these bolts here, there's 2 other screws on the bottom that prevent the rail from rotating, so we just want to tighten those. And there it is. Looks pretty awesome. Okay, so it should be all downhill from here. We just got to get the bolt carrier group and the charging handle in. So now I'm going to assemble the bolt carrier group. So we have the bolt carrier and the bolt, the firing pin, the cam pin, and then the pin that keeps the firing pin in place. So this is pretty straightforward. You don't really need any tools for this. So I'm going to place the bolt inside. And I'm going to look through this hole in here. And there's two different ones. I'm going to use the smooth circular one. I'm going to get the cam pin and just place that. Rotate it. And then we're going to pull the bolt down and that locks it into place. Then we're going to take the firing pin and that pointy part goes down, drop it in, and then we're going to put the pin into place, which will lock that firing pin. And that's it. So next I'm going to put the bolt carrier group and the charging handle onto the upper receiver. And then we just slide this. This little grooves, and then you want to bring them both in together. And lock them into place. Okay, so this is all complete. Now we just have to put it onto the lower. Alright, so now that I've assembled both the upper and the lower, we're going to put them together and it'll be a complete gun. It's the exciting part. So I just want to make sure everything's lined up. Put that pin in first, and the back one. And there it is. Okay, so we're done, and it's just a matter of putting on all the accessories. Okay guys, so this is the final product. Everything's on it. I've added all the accessories. I have the scope mounted, the front and the rear sight, and the muzzle brake, as well as the magazine. So if you win this, this is exactly how it's going to look. I think it looks awesome, and I'm actually going to test it to make sure that it works for you guys, and I'm really excited for whoever wins.